Hello, everyone. Hello, welcome to folks who are in the Zoom room. Hello, welcome to folks who are on YouTube. Just so grateful to be here this evening. I didn't realize how thick and heavy a time I was passing through over the course of the last 3 or 4 weeks. Sometimes you don't really notice it happening until you get to the other side. And so when I was doing my tarot card reading this morning to kind of see what's going to come through, what do I need to focus on, things like that, I also had fresh in my mind this kind of sort of massive, sudden download epiphany that came through yesterday. And I will be honest, I was having my mid-morning bake, as I like to do. I know some people don't agree with that choice, but it helps me to quiet. Hello, we have another guest here in the Zoom room. Hi, Amal. So as I was doing my tarot reading, I also had this sort of download that came through yesterday, really, really present in my mind. And so it was interesting to see how these things are kind of weaving together. But before we get started too much in that, I think I need to call someone. Sweetheart, hello. Baby? He likes to remain in the shadows, but when it times to come play the music, he's there. So just once again, I'd like to kind of give an overview of how this is going to work. We will open sacred space. First, I'm going to play a song so that we can have a kind of calling in of the spirits that way. We'll collectively open our Viracocha together. I'll talk a little bit about the history of this rite, the rite of the womb. And then I'll talk a little bit about some of these epiphanies that came through and the tarot reading that is giving us lots of courage to step into our creative potential, which I feel is just a wonderful thing to hear. And so I'm excited about the song that we're going to play because this is one that, it's on the album, it's on the 2023 album, and it took us a really long time to figure out how to play it live because sometimes when we write music, I just sort of throw the chords in and then we make things around it, and so sometimes it's like, well, what instruments is a live human going to actually play on that? And so this is, so we finally figured out how to have him play it on guitar so that we can play it live. And this song is called The Hardest Thing. I probably need to give him some unmuting and some volume to make it happen. Are you in channel 4, baby? Okay. You're unmuted. Oh, I guess, let me mute you real quick. Yeah, it helps to plug it in, doesn't it? Okay, now you are unmuted. Ooh, yeah. Okay. The hardest thing in the world is to love someone who's suffering. When you know the way out, but you know you can't walk the path for them. I have to let it go, 'cause it's not my pain to bear. Just patiently love you while you sit in your despair. I can't let you go because we've lived this life before. Abandonment is not an option, we already know the score. The hardest thing in the world is to love someone who hasn't learned to love themselves yet. To see that diamond in the rough, where they only see the dirty shit. I have to let it go, 'cause it's not my pain to bear. Just patiently love you while you sit in your despair. despair. I can't let you go because we've lived this life before. Abandonment is not an option, we already know the score. The hardest thing in the world is to offer gratitude for anything and everything that life presents to you. It really is a question of a shift in attitude, 'cause feeling that sensation calls more of it to you. You say it's not so easy to live a joyful life. It may not be easy, but it's simple enough. Instead of giving time and weight to every single strife, take time every single day to do something that you love. Thanks, baby. All right, let me mute you. Okay, wonderful, thank you. So now let's open sacred space so that we can have a nice, beautiful sense of spirit and helpers and guides. Okay. To the winds of the south. Sachamama, great serpent, come and wrap your coils of light around us. Come into this medicine space. Teach us to shed our past the way you shed your skin all at once. Teach us to walk the beauty way. Beauty in front of us, beauty behind us, beauty below us, beauty above us, beauty on either side of us, beauty within us, and beauty without us. Aho. Oops, oh goodness. Sorry. To the winds of the west. Otorongo, mother, sister, jaguar, come into this medicine space and protect us. Protect us from all intrusive energies and entities. Help us to see deep into the shadows with the light so that we may acknowledge all of ourself, our full perspective. Teach us the way beyond death, across the rainbow bridge and back, so that we may walk our destined path with courage and integrity. Aho. To the winds of the north. Siwarkente, royal hummingbird, come into this medicine space and teach us to drink only from the nectar of life. Teach us to find stillness even in motion. And to the ancestors, the grandmothers, the great-grandmothers, the ancient ones, the ancestors of the lands upon which we stand, the ancestors of the lineage of the Four Winds Society, and all of our cultural and ancestral lineages that support us. We ask you to be present with us. Warm your hands around our candle flames and teach us your wisdom teachings so that we may always honor you with our words and actions. Aho. To the winds of the east, great eagle, condor, urubu, raven, all those who come from the land of the rising sun, the place of our becoming. Come into this medicine space Teach us to fly wing to wing with great spirit, and hold us under your wing when we falter. Help us to see with eagle eyes from high above the mountains down to the smallest detail. Help us to feel that connection to Source, to all that is. Aho. Pachamama, Mother Earth, Mother Gaia, the one who always supports us, from whom all life comes, to whom all life must return. Thank you, Mother, for your loving embrace. Thank you for teaching us to be in Aini with all creation. Help us to model that right relationship with the plant people, the stone people, the creepy crawlies, the finned, the feathered, the furred, and our fellow two-leggeds, so that we may always be models for future generations to live abundant, joyful lives. Aho. Father Sun and Grandmother Moon and all of our Star Nation brothers and sisters, on this beautiful night of the moon rebirthing herself on this new moon, we thank you for your presence in the sky illuminating our pathways. We thank you for the cycles that allow us for this process of renewal. And we thank you for allowing us this opportunity to gather in your name. Aho. Okay. So, I wanted to talk a little bit about some things that have been coming up for me, and also to talk about what is in store in my world as this download came through yesterday. So 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was sort of experiencing this really bizarre situation that I won't go into details about right now, but it was an opportunity for healing. What was a painful situation at the time was an opportunity for healing and learning. And one of the sort of, through this process of, doing the various things that we have available to us in our shamanic healing, in our community of healers, I got to this sort of point where I realized it was time for me to go on a quest. And the quest that I was supposed to go on was how to not let my morning practice get boring. And I had been noticing that I had been a little lax, a little sloppy about, the morning meditations and the breath of fire and this and that and the other. And I was starting to feel it in my body and my energetic system. I was just starting to sense this. And I thought, okay, how does one? I get bored all the time. I'm one of those people that just gets bored. I like having a variety. I like to travel. I like seeing different things. I like seeing different places. And so, sure enough, here we are. I started walking this path of the shamanic healer in, I guess it was June of 2021. And I remember about a year into it, I was feeling so complete. I was feeling so, as if I died the next day, I would have lived a beautiful, full life, and I had zero regrets. And then what happened recently is there was the death of a friend of mine who, it's not that he was even that close of a friend, but he was someone that was a creative collaborator. He was someone that, for one semester was a playwriting professor, but he was also someone who really, I just sort of looked at him as this person who was a mystic, who really understood the nature of the relationship between ritual and theater. And so when he passed, I was like, why is his death affecting me more than my father, more than my mother, more than my cat, right? I was like, I was able to go through those in the last couple years relatively smoothly, gratefully, thankfully. And I was like, what is the deal with this one that's hitting me so powerfully? And then I realized I am afraid of death again. And so it's time to not be afraid of death again. And so I asked myself, all right, what's preventing me from that? And yesterday when this download came through, the epiphany I was having, the realization I was having was this realization about this something that was like a sensation of kind of desperateness or desperation that had started to creep into my world, which is not normally who I am. And I was like, what the fuck is all that about? I don't really know why that's creeping into my world. And I started to realize that I was putting so much value and trust and expectation on these offerings for my business that I was forgetting to consider, what if nothing happened? Would I feel like a failure? Would I feel like the world was ending? And I thought, you know what? I better figure out what to do if no one wants the program anyway. And I realized that it was time for me to just map out the next year of my life according to the way I wanted to. What if I knew I was going to die in 12 months? How would I, knowing that with nothing as an obstacle, whatever resources and money I have on hand, what would I do with those next 12 months? And so the reason I'm bringing all of this up is because this is the new moon, and this is an opportunity for all of us to plant the seeds of our creative projects, to plant the seeds of our healing, to plant the seeds of our becoming, to plant the seeds of healing for the earth. And so this seed that I'm planting that I want to share with you tonight is, I'm going to look at my notes that I wrote yesterday when I had this massive download. Oh, that's not where it is. Oh, it's in another notebook, and that's fine. I can probably do it from memory. So what I realized that I would do if I knew I had 12 months left, I would go through the medicine wheel one more time. And I would do it consciously and purposefully and publicly so that other people might be able to benefit from the way I'm doing this. So the idea, there's going to be some logistics that have to happen to make it all work into place. But the idea, now that I'm announcing this out loud, I just bought a piece of property just outside of Sedona. So it's there. That's a resource that I have available to me. My plan, if I can work out all the details, is to just go spend 21 days in the desert on my new piece of property, visiting the south of the medicine wheel. And so for those 21 days, each week, my intention is to take a new kuya, or decide if my old kuya wants to, but take a new medicine stone, assign one life issue to that medicine stone, spend a week in meditation with that, and at the end of that week, write the song that is to heal that life issue. And then do that for the other 2 weeks, so then for those first 3 weeks, I'll have 3 new songs, 3 new healing songs that are shamanic healing songs. Then, of course, we always need a break. That's been the thing. Today I had a lovely break. I had allowed myself to start serving other people on Sundays, and I had forgotten that I really need Sundays for myself, for my own sacred self-care. And today was just a glorious amount of rest and relaxation and beauty. So then there will be a break. Then there will be 3 weeks in October, which I will go into the west of the medicine wheel. And so I'll spend the first week healing the death of a past life in which I suffered the most, and a new song will come out of that. And then the next week, a week spending in meditation, healing the death of a life in which I had the most power and abused it. And the third week, spending a week meditating and healing about the past life in which I had the most power and used it for good. And that will be another 3 healing songs that will come out of that. Then I will enter what I'm calling the cocoon, because of course this is the model for Butterfly Bootcamp. I will enter the cocoon, which is where there will be some deep dream and shadow work and ancestral work, which doesn't necessarily want to be public. So that will be my cocoon that I go into. And then December and January will be all about being in the tropics in Brazil and exploring the north of the medicine wheel and preparing for a huaca ceremony in Brazil. And then ideally, I'll be in Arizona, hopefully at the Renaissance Festival, if I get approved as a vendor, for the East to be my time-traveling dream oracle at the Renaissance Festival. So I have no idea if any of it's going to happen, but that was the massive download that came through yesterday. And like I said, once I looked at it, it was super logical, which is kind of crazy to me because it was almost as if I needed that download of healing to clear out a whole bunch of bullshit for me to just see how it was going to align. So I am hoping that all of you have some really beautiful aspect of your own life and creativity that you are calling in today. So Let me make sure I have covered the things I want to say. Oh, yes, because in that tarot reading that I did this morning to see what are the insights that the community needs tonight, it was all about letting go of people-pleasing. I know there are some of you out there that are chronic people-pleasers. And when that's the other thing, I realized that those 3 deaths in the West have to do with the drama triangle. And so when we go through that, we can heal our inner victim, we can heal our inner persecutor, and we can heal our inner rescuer as well. And so letting go of people-pleasing is an important emotional healing, I know for me, and I know a lot of people in that situation. And the other thing, so bringing it full circle, when I realized my quest was how to not let my daily practice get boring, I realized I am not that into super strict regimens. It has never jived with me. I've never performed well under those conditions. I've never liked it. And so what I need to do is I need to create my own structure. And so this morning in the tarot, it was like, you're not creating a rigid structure, you're creating your own new structure. And so I want to also encourage all of us that whatever you're creating, allow it to be flexible, allow it to flow, allow it to really have that kind of juiciness that comes from real, true creativity. That, you don't plan it all and make the steps and do it all in the order. You have to allow a little tiny bit of chaos in there just to make sure that we're open enough to a whole world of possibilities. And then, of course, because this is the Lionsgate portal that is open right now, the last card that came through was about courage. The last card that came through was just courage and willpower to set yourself on your creative path. So, now tonight is going to be a little different because I invited my dear soul sister, Shaman Heather, to be the one to administer the actual rite tonight. And she's going to be doing it in a way that she has sort of customized that really is open for all people, all beings, regardless of what gender you were assigned at birth. Because I know that this rite was specifically intended for women, and it's super important for women to do it, but all of us need to heal our creative center so that we can be the divine creators that we were meant to be. So I'll lead the breath work, and then I'll sing the Algonquin water song, and then I will hand it right over to Heather to administer the rite. Then I will close YouTube. Then we here in the Zoom room will do our shares, and then we'll close Sacred Space in the room. So if you're on YouTube and you ever want to join in the Zoom room, just sign up on my website for the new moon ceremonies. They're free and open to the public. So let's move into breath work. And we'll do the 4-4-4-4. So we'll inhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4, and hold for a count of 4. And we will do that 4 times. And then I will go directly into the Algonquin water song so you can just get into a nice, beautiful, relaxed state of being. Okay, let's just take one giant inhale of just to cleanse everything in our system. And inhale, hold, exhale, hold, inhale, hold, exhale, hold, inhale, hold, exhale, hold, inhale, Nibi wabo endayen aiki mishkui nibi wabo heya 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 ho heya 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 ho Nibi wabo endayen aiki mishkui nibi wabo heya 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 ho heya 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 ho Nibi wabo endayen aiki mishkui nibi wabo heya 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 ho heya 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 ho Nibi wabo endayen aiki mishkui nibi wabo heya 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 ho heya 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 ho. Okay, so Heather, and just to let the YouTube people know, I don't think Heather's face is going to appear on camera, but her voice and her sound will be there. So if you're on Zoom, maybe just close your eyes and listen. I mean, if you're on YouTube, close your eyes and listen. Here in the Zoom room, I'm going to turn it over to Heather.
Okay. So I'm going to open my Viracocha over myself and then over all of you. I'm calling in the lineages of all of the women who have freed themselves from fear and pain, all of the men who have freed themselves from fear and pain, and all of the ancestors who are here to help us free ourselves from fear and pain. So placing my hands on my own heart. The body is not a place to store fear or pain. The body is to create and give form to spirit. Now placing my hand on your heart. The body is not a place to store fear or pain. The body is to create and give form to spirit. Now place both of your hands on your own heart and repeat after me. The body is not a place.
The body is not a place
to store fear or pain.
to store fear or pain.
The body is to create.
The body is to create
and give form to spirit.
and give form to spirit.
Okay, you can relax your hands. Placing my hands on my own forehead. The mind is not a place to store fear or pain. The mind is to create and give expression to wisdom. Placing my hand on your forehead. The mind is not a place to store fear or pain. The mind is to create and give expression to wisdom. Now, placing both your hands on your forehead, repeat after me. The mind is not a place
The mind is not a place
to store fear or pain.
to store fear or pain.
The mind is to create
The mind is to create
and give expression to wisdom.
and give expression to wisdom.
Placing my hands on my own belly, the creation center is not a place to store fear or pain. The creation center is to create and give birth to dreams. Placing my hand on your belly, the creation center is not a place to store fear or pain. The creation center is to create and give birth to dreams. Placing both your hands on your own belly, repeat after me. The creation center is not a place
The creation center is not a place
to store fear or pain.
to store fear or pain.
The creation center is to create
The creation center is to create
and give birth to dreams.
and give birth to dreams.
I'm placing my hands on my own belly. The womb is not a place to store fear or pain. The womb is to create and give birth to life. Placing my hand on your belly. The womb is not a place to store fear or pain. The womb is to create and give birth to life. Now, placing both your hands on your own belly, repeat after me. The womb is not a place
The womb is not a place
to store fear or pain.
to store fear or pain.
The womb is to create
The womb is to create
and give birth to life.
and give birth to life.
Placing my hands on my heart and thanking the lineages. And closing my Wiracocha from over you and over me.
Thank you, my dear soul sister. So, what I'd like to do now is have each one of us in the Zoom room blow our blessings into a flower of your choice. So, if I just go from the top of my screen, Lynn, of all these beautiful flowers, is there one that calls your attention?
Keep turning. Keep turning. That white lily.
Oh, the what? This one?
Yes.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay. Oh, okay. So go ahead and blow your blessings and wishes right into that flower. Beautiful, beautiful. Oops! Oh, I keep stepping on my headphone cable. I can't wait to see what kind of flowers are going to start growing under my tree where I keep dumping these every new moon. Aho, sister, beautiful, thank you. So Heather, would you like to choose a flower to blow your blessings and wishes into? Mother Earth.
I think I like the keep turning.
Oops, sorry, I'm not doing very. There we go. Okay.
They're the one with all the little white ones.
Oh, that guy. This one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is. Okay, so go ahead and blow your wishes and blessings for yourself, your community, the earth. Beautiful. Thank you. Oh, sister. Okay, Joanna, would you like to choose a flower?
Hmm. Oh, that one right there. The white, yellow with the stamen
This one, the
or
lily?
pistils. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it's a
okay,
lily.
beautiful. Okay, like I can stay there. So go ahead and blow your blessings and wishes for yourself, your community, the earth. Beautiful, beautiful, wonderful. Aho, sister. Oh, I'm just loving these lilies. I do have to say that is one really beautiful thing about being in a place like Erie, Pennsylvania, as opposed to Phoenix, Arizona. Like when it's lush, it's really lush. Plants are just big and beautiful, and they're not trying to stab you and poke you all the time. Okay, Amal, would you like to choose a flower?
Um, I think there was another one like Heather's. I
Oh,
think
I
maybe a
think
little bit smaller. Did I
like
see?
this one?
No, keep turning.
Or like,
Where?
oh, this guy, this guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
okay, beautiful. All right, go ahead and blow your blessings and wishes into this fuzzy little guy. Beautiful, thank you. Oh, sister. Okay. And Julie, would you like to choose a flower?
I want the sunflower
The
looking one.
sunflower! Love it, love it. Okay. This one right here?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and blow your, oh, without getting water on my laptop, blow your blessings and wishes. There we go. Beautiful. Thank you. Oh. Oh, it's like so thick. I almost want to eat it. I know we can't really eat that, but it was like thick, like a really good artichoke. Like, no, I don't think we can eat that. All right, my friends. Oh, shoot, I am covered in plant schmutz. Okay. I'm going to say farewell to the YouTube folks so that we can have our Zoom chat. So let me go over here to this area. Oh, and let me just do a quick little. Oh my goodness. I'm glad I have. What am I doing? End stream. Thank you. I'm glad I have